welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another YouTube video, another film review, and today we are going all the way back to 1998, I think? 1978, I don't know, some form of 19-somethings. Take a look at the movie which scared the living shit out of me when I was younger. I hated the scene where the hens came out of the soup, grabbed the faces and yanked them into it. For whatever reason, that scene scared the living shit out of me, and I never watched this movie again. So this movie is actually Beetlejuice, so I am facing my fears this Halloween and rewatching it and getting a review up for you guys, because Beetlejuice 2 is coming out very, very soon. So I faced my fears last night. I watched this movie and it wasn't as bad as I remember. It was not as scary as I remember. So without any further delay, let's take a look at what Google has to say about Beetlejuice. It is 1 hour and 32 minutes. It is a comedy horror. It came out in 1988. It is a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb and 82% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 4 out of 5 on Common. You can watch this on Amazon Prime and Google Play, and it is all about the ghosts of Barbara and Adam, a married couple, continue to live in their home when Barbara's sister sells their house to new people. They do their best to drive them out. So, how this movie starts is Barbara and Adam, they died, sadly passed away. So the sister sells the house, and the new people that come in are quite obnoxious, quite rude, quite annoying, and they don't actually like that. So they get the help of Beetlejuice, another ghostly ghoul, another scary creature, another demon of the night, and obviously to get his help, to summon him, you have to say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Say it 3 times in a row. Must be spoken unbroken, and that's pretty much it. They get him to help. He then goes around scaring the shit out of them, trying to get rid of them, and he ends up developing sort of a relationship with the new characters. So then he doesn't really want to get rid of them anymore, and they end up finding a way to get rid of him instead. And that's pretty much the movie. It's a very simple plot line. It's a very simple movie. The ghost tries to get rid of them, fails, so they get rid of the ghost. Pretty simple. Bada bing, bada boom, Beetlejuice is out of the room. And the CGI ain't actually that bad, I will be honest. For like a 1988 movie, the CGI on the demon snake ain't that bad. They use a lot of practical effects and like makeup and visual things with like props and like distance and camera angles and stuff like that, so they can make it work really well for the time. But for what little CGI they do have to use, it ain't bad, because it kind of fits like the stylized version of the Beetlejuice world. It doesn't have to be ultra realistic, and I feel like this Beetlejuice world sort of has this very cartoony sort of esque design to it, so having a very shitty cartoony looking snake doesn't actually bother me or upset me all that much. It kind of fits the tone and fits into the movie quite well. And the story, again, is quite basic. It's like a generic ghost movie with some comedy elements which are quite funny. This movie did have me giggling and laughing quite a bit with watching this, and it is a pretty solid movie. I don't know why it scared the living shit out of me. Probably because I was a kid and it caught me off guard. But it really isn't that scary, and you can watch it anytime. I don't know why I didn't ever give this a second chance. I don't know why I ever decided to not watch this. Costume design is pretty wacky, wild out there. Again, goes into my point being like this world is very cartoony and very loony, with Beetlejuice's striped sort of suit, his wild green hair, and then Fiona Ryder's character, I forget her name, but she being like a very, very emo goth, with like her hair coming down, her black outfit, her spiderweb attire, and it looks pretty cool, but it's very wild and wacky and not what you would see someone wear normally, not even for the time of this movie coming out. And then we have like her mum with like the all red sort of attire, again, very, very strange, very, very cartoony, very wacky, something that you wouldn't expect to see from a movie like this, or in real life either. Beetlejuice is just funny. He's the comedy relief of the movie, he's the central focus of the movie, and he isn't really all that scary. All the things he's doing to try and scare them out of the house, to try and get rid of them, is more of wacky, funny, and like minor inconveniences. Obviously except from like the giant killer snake. Like, there is some exceptions, but majority of the time he is just there as like a very mild inconvenience, which could be sort of ignored, or just like not listened to, or just sort of kept out of sight, out of mind type thing. Like, he isn't a huge threat to begin with, and I don't see why these ghosts want these people at their house. Like, you're dead, you don't need it anymore. It's just gonna get dusty and not looked after. Like, just, I know you're ghosts, but like, I know it's sad to see your house getting turned into something else, but you're not personally gonna use it no more. I'm not a ghost, so I'm personally not gonna advocate for ghosts. Just my personal preference. I'm not gonna sit here and argue on the behalf of ghosts. I don't think ghosts deserve rights to a house. If you once owned it, if you died, you no longer have rights to that house. All I'm saying, you have the little town that you could live in, with Beetlejuice in the attic. Like, there is alternatives, and if you are still in that house, you can make an agreement with the people that are now renting it to be like, hey, chill, if you just like leave us one room, if you just like give us the attic, I'll put our stuff in the attic, because that's where we'll live, that's where we'll chill, that's where we'll live the rest of our lives. Just give us the attic and you can have the rest of the house. It's simples. Just come to a common understanding. No problem can't be solved without a little bit of communication and a little bit of walking a mile in each other's shoes, right? It's as simple as that. A little bit of communication goes a long way. You don't need to get the likes of Beetlejuice involved with a situation which is pretty black and white, pretty like bare bones, pretty easy to solve. I'm gonna be honest, this movie is quite cool, is quite funny, and it might be recency bias that I literally watched it last night, but I do feel like it is a pretty solid movie, and for that I have to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good movie, and I do recommend that you should watch it this Halloween season, especially with Beetlejuice coming out. So I will review that over the next couple of days, and we'll also take a look at The Crow and the new Crow movie. So all around good Halloweeny vibes for a final stretch of October. But without anything else to say, I'm going to do a little bit of self-promotion. 98% of you are recurring viewers, but you're not subscribed to the channel, and that does cause me to be very, very sad. And I don't know why you would consider joining, because you obviously like my content. So make that subscribe button, hit it, smash it, punch it, whatever you want to do. Just make it go from red to grey. I know pushing big red buttons is scary, and it normally leads to an explosion, but most people aren't scared of red buttons and will just go push them anyway. So just be like the rest of the population, push that red button. I, fingers crossed, promise that your phone won't explode. And join the price tags. It is free, and you can always change your mind later if you do decide you don't actually like my content. And if you do want to see some more Tyler Price in your life outside of YouTube, you can go to the link in the description, which will take you to everything else that I have to offer as a content creator, from my TikTok to my Instagram to my Snapchat to my Facebook, Cameo, Reddit, Discord, Pinterest. Everything that I'm doing is on there, so you can go check it out for yourselves. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you all in the next one. I love you and leave you. Beetlejuice. Yeah, you stuck with it there.